Do you know what makes a good friend? A lot of people use the word friend loosely, but the truth is, many of us don't understand what a true friendship looks like. And because of that, we end up getting hurt, drained, and disappointed. And today I'm going to share with you 3 qualities to look for in a good friend, and also what you need to bring to the table if you want to be a good friend yourself. The Bible asks a very powerful question in Amos chapter 3, verse 3. Do 2 walk together unless they have agreed to do so? And so the answer is obviously no. If you and the people around you aren't aligned in values, growth, and faith, that's not a true friendship. And in fact, that's why so many of us are stuck in toxic relationships without realizing it. So the first and foremost thing we need to look for in a good friend is that they should reflect the attributes of Christ. Now, I'm not saying that they have to be perfect, because we're not perfect, right? None of us are perfect. I get that. But if a person is consistently showing the opposite of Christ's character, negativity, they're jealous, they're dishonest, or they're just plain selfish, those are red flags, people. Believe them the first time that they show you those red flags, all right? In my book, How to Live an Extraordinary Life with or Without Mr. Right, I talk about what are called external attributes of Christ. And so these are great starting points when you're trying to evaluate your friendship. So think about kindness and compassion. Is that caring? Is that person caring and empathetic? Then we have honesty and trustworthiness. Can you rely on them to keep their word? Then we have generosity and their willingness to share. And so are they there for you when you need them? Not just when it benefits them, right? Because we all know people like that. So if someone lacks these qualities that I just shared with you, you'll constantly feel like you're pouring into them, but not getting anything back in return. Okay. And that's not a friendship. That's a transaction. The second quality that I want you to look for in a good friend is consistency. It's easy for people to show up when life is fun and everything's going well, but a true friend shows up even when it's inconvenient. When those storm clouds come rolling in, when it costs them time, energy, or comfort, okay? Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It just means they're reliable. You know where they stand, and you don't have to guess about their loyalties or intentions. And then here's the flip side. You got to be given that consistency too, right? Because friendship is a two-way street. And so you can't expect consistency from other folks if you're not willing to give it yourself. And last but not least, I want you to think about this third quality of a good friend, and that is reciprocity. The ability to give and to receive, okay? A healthy friendship is mutual. If you're always the one giving, encouraging, praying, supporting, and showing up, but the other person never pours back into you, that's not a friendship, okay? That's emotional. That is just emotional exhaustion, and you're allowing that person to treat you like an emotional dump truck, okay? And I've experienced this more times than I care to admit. I've been in friendships where I was constantly doling out the advice, the encouragement, the support, and the other person gave absolutely nothing in return. And here's the thing that I realized. You cannot want to help save someone more than they want to help save themselves, okay? That is draining, and that's one-sided, and that is not God's design for a friendship. Again, a true friend is someone who's going to invest back into the relationship, okay? They're going to celebrate your wins, comfort you in your losses, and help you grow closer to God instead of pulling you away from God. And so I want to give you a couple red flags once again that someone might be more of an associate than a true friend, okay? Again, I want you to know the difference between an associate and a true friend. So what I'm getting ready to tell you are red flags that someone is an associate. So an associate is someone who only reaches out when they need something. Okay? They get jealous instead of celebrating your wins, and I've definitely had my fair share of those people, and they are no longer in my circle. An associate is someone who constantly drains your energy, but never does anything to help you refill your cup. And so here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with having associates as long as you know where you stand with those people, okay? Not everyone in your life is meant to be a close friend, okay? And once you accept that, you'll be in a position to protect your heart and your peace and your energy. And then that will allow you to open the door for genuine, God-centered friendships to enter into your life. And so let's go ahead and quickly recap what is a good friend. So once again, a good friend is someone who reflects the attributes of Christ. They are consistent in their words and actions, and they practice reciprocity. So again, that means that the relationship is not one-sided. And remember, this isn't just about finding good friends, okay? It's about becoming one as well. And so if today's message was a blessing to you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs it. And let me know in the comments, what do you think makes a great friend?